it's Karen with Yes Please PaperCrafts. In this video, I'll be creating a layout for Simple Stories Saturdays, which is a scrapbooking collaboration and YouTube hop that's hosted by my friend 𝗬𝗵𝗏𝗀, and we're joined by a group of creative scrapbookers each month to create layouts using our Simple Stories collections. So y'all be sure to go check out everyone else's videos that is participating in this YouTube hop, and I'll have links to their YouTube channels in the description below. So for this layout, I'm going to be using a collection called 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and I picked up the collector's kit from Joann's online. So you may not know that Joann's actually carries some of the major scrapbooking brands like Simple Stories, 49 in Market, 𝗏𝗶𝗏𝗏𝗀, 𝗬𝗏𝗶𝗏𝗏. There's a whole bunch that they actually carry. They don't have everything in their store, but if you go to joanns.com and you do a search on any of the manufacturers, a lot of times you might be surprised at what actually pops up that they have available at Joann's. So just recently I had a coupon code for 30% off, and it actually worked on all of the scrapbooking items that they had. So I was able to get a whole bunch of the collector's kits for 30% off. And I was super excited because their collection kits are, I think they range in price from about $30 to $36. And with the 30% off, it was actually a really good deal. So the other place that you can pick up Simple Stories collections for a really good price is Simple Stories itself. The simplestories.com has a store there where you can shop online, and they have some of their older kits at a really good discount. So if you're looking for Simple Stories collections, I definitely would recommend shopping at simplestories.com as well as Joann online. So Simple Stories has two different types of collection kits. They have a collection kit which is just paper and a 12x12 sticker sheet, and then they have the Collector's Essential Kit which has additional embellishments. So the kit that I picked up from Joann's online is the Collector's Essential Kit. And I don't remember if this was $30 or $36, but I'll post it up here on the screen so you can see what the prices are. And this came with the journal bits, which are these pieces here. And then also it came with the simple pages, the page pieces. And I'll turn this over. You can actually create, they give you like a design of how you can create a double page spread using the pieces that are included in this pack. And then it also includes the 6x12 chipboard pieces here. I just love the colors in this kit. So I really don't have a lot of pictures to scrapbook that are love themed, like wedding or, you know, that kind of thing. But I absolutely love the colors in this kit. This orange and pink and green is just, or aqua is just gorgeous. Kind of reminds me of the collection from Pink Fresh called Chrysanthemum. And I just love the combination of pink and orange. I'm really digging that right now. So I went through my pictures looking for pictures, and I have these two pictures. This is actually a picture of my dog Bella in her pink fluffy bed. And I think I have scrapbooked this picture already. But I think it's okay if you want to scrapbook the same picture multiple times. And I think it goes really well with this collection. So that's one of the reasons why I went ahead and printed this picture. Now this picture, you might think this is my dog 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏, but it's not. This is actually my cousin's dog. Her name is 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. And she's the same age as my dogs, but she's much smaller. I want to say she's about 3.5 pounds. So she's super tiny. And so I have this picture of her, and I think this one would work as well with this collection. So I'm not really sure which one of these I'm going to use. I think I'll wait until I get my layout partially done, and then I'll decide which picture that I want to scrapbook. And I'm going to use this collection to scrapbook both of these pictures. I just don't know for this layout which one I'm going to use. So I've been wanting to use a cut file. I just love backing cut files. I think it's really a lot of fun. So I went out to Cricut on my Cricut Access, and I was looking for images there related to dogs. And I came across this dog face that is so adorable. I don't know if y'all can see the actual image there, but look how cute that is. And this dog has flowers up here at the top. So once I found this image here, I also decided to search on daisies because these flowers up here look like daisies. And I found some daisy cut files as well. And so I cut out some little flowers. So my idea for this layout is to use this and back it with some paper. And then also the same with the flowers. So then I can do some layering on top of the cut file and also in some of my other clusters on the layout. Okay, so with this, once you cut this out with the Cricut, the only bad thing about it is that you kind of have to be careful when you take it off of the mat that you don't rip or tear it, because these cut files are really thin. And I'm just going to take this off. Maybe I should have done that already so y'all could actually see the image that we're working with here. So this is the cut file that we're going to be using, and I'll probably do this off screen, and I have other videos where I shared how you back a cut file. It's actually pretty easy. You can just trace around the outside edge, the inside edge, and just cut it out. So I usually use a liquid glue. When I back my cut files, I will just glue the paper onto the back of the cut file with liquid glue. And it's really easy to do. It does take a little bit of time, but it really has a dramatic effect, I think, on the layout. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the paper that's included in this collector's kit. We have 12 sheets of double-sided paper, and I want to try to figure out what I'm going to do for the background of this layout. I did think about using just a white cardstock, but I think I want to have something more than just white cardstock, and I want to get some ideas. And I think the best way to do that is just to go and look through your paper and just think about, you know, how, let's take this off there. Okay, so I'm going to spend a few minutes taking this off. Okay, so I want to use this cut file to get some ideas on how to design my layout. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take this cut file off of this mat, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I have all of my cut files off of the mat, you can see here how thin this is. And I just took my time and just carefully peeled from the outside, working toward the middle, and then also the same with the little flowers. And so I think this is going to be really pretty, but it might take me a little bit of time to create all of this and back it with the paper. But I wanted to go ahead and take this off the mat so that I can use this in determining what paper I want to use as my background and what papers I want to use to back the cut file. All right, so I also did keep these pieces here because at some point I need to figure out where the eyes are going to go, and also where this piece is going to go, which has the little nose and the mouth. And I can use this to try to figure out the placement once I have this, you know, once I'm putting this together. So I want to keep all these pieces here. All right, and let's go ahead and take a look at this paper. I think this paper is just absolutely gorgeous. So we have, so there are 12 double-sided papers in this collection that are in this pack. And so we have this pink paper that says you and me. And on this side we have a black polka dot. There's a black and gray polka dot, and also this black and white. When I was looking through this earlier, I kind of was contemplating that I could use this paper here because it kind of looks like more like what you would see for a dog, because it's more neutral colors as opposed to making my dog pink or orange. So I was thinking about using something like this to back the cut file, maybe using this black paper as the bigger spot here, and then this white paper on this place over here. And I think that might be really adorable. So that's, I think that would be probably the best way to do it, because then that way it would tone this down, and then I could put a lot of color into all of the florals. So I could use the pink and orange and the aqua color in the flowers. But I wanted to go through here and look to see what to use as my background as well. But this paper is absolutely adorable. And look at how many things there are to cut out. So we have these hearts that can be cut out. And then there's this paper here that is it's really a bright red. I don't know that I would use that as a background. It's almost like hurts my eyes to look at it. Okay, then we have this paper here, which is all these little smiley faces with heart eyes. and little hearts on them. They look like emojis. And then this is a stripe on the back here. I love this stripe. I think that would be really pretty to possibly use a white cardstock and then a strip of the stripe on one side. So that's a possibility to do that. And then they have this paper with the hexagons, which I also think is adorable. And they have so many images here that would be so cute to put in a layout. And then the back of that one is also really cute. It's this heart paper. And then we have a floral. And then this one on the back is kind of a light blue aqua color. So just to give you some idea of what you do when you're working with cut files is you just want to try to find things in your paper that you can use as to back your cut files. And one of the nice things about having a paper with the 2x2 squares, or like this paper with these shapes, is that you can actually just cut out and make different colors all from the same paper. So I can make an aqua flower, I can make a black flower, I can make an orange flower, all from the same paper. Here's a striped flower. Wouldn't that be cute? So I definitely could see backing some of my flowers with this paper here. And then here's a paper. That's adorable. I love this collection. It's super cute. So I definitely could see using this to back some of the flowers. That would be really cute. It's a pink background with orange polka dots. And we have some tickets. Here's another paper that you could use to cut out all these tickets. And then there's this one on the back. I think my only thing with this collection would be that these papers that you could use as a background, I wish that they would have made them lighter. Because that's a really strong color to use as a background, but still super cute. And here are some tags. And then here's the back of the tags. And then they have the cut-aparts. One of the things I love about Simple Stories is that they have so many cut-aparts in their collections, because you can use these to make your own ephemera pieces. And it really does give you more of choices in when you're designing your layout. If you don't have a lot of embellishments to go with what you have, you can always make your own embellishments by using the cut-aparts. So here you could create a title using that love. Here's an ampersand you can cut out. You could cut out this little thing here, a little camera. So there's tons of things to use if you wanted to make embellishments. And then here's the back of that paper. The only downside to having all these cut-aparts is that if you really like the back of the paper and you want to use this, then you have to sacrifice your cut-aparts. That's the only downside. And look how cute this is. They have some tickets and also some other things you could use for journaling. And then here's another cut-apart, and I think these hearts are really cute. And then here's the back of that one. Did I show you all the back of this one? I think I did. That's a floral, and then we have this pink as the background, and then here are the 4x6 cards. You definitely could use this as a title. I could see cutting that out and using it as a title. And then these hearts, you could cut those hearts out. And then here is a black and white stripe. Okay, so after looking through all this paper, I think I might use a white as the background, but do something for either do a mat around the entire layout, or do some paper strips along one side. And three of my favorite papers from this collection are these three right here. And wouldn't that be cute to just do some paper tearing maybe and tear some paper? I don't know if I like this stripe and that stripe together. If I was going to do paper tearing, and I would do like three papers to do the paper tearing. I'm going to see if there's another paper that I like better than that black and white stripe. Because this paper already has black in it, and this is a stripe, I really think that this is just too much. So I'm going to eliminate that one. This one I'm going to use as my cut apart, so we can't use that. And then we have this paper with the hearts. That's almost too cute to cut up though. I almost want to cut all those hearts out. Maybe I might have a heart punch. I might have to see if I have a heart punch that would actually cut those out without me having to fussy cut them. A lot of times that's kind of tricky there because your heart punches are all different shapes, so they don't always work for something like that. All right, let's see. Here's this one. And I'm going to say no to that. Then we have the tickets and this orange paper. Okay, here's the pink. And if you do want to end up using the back side of the cut aparts, just pay attention to what part of the paper you use so that you don't use something you really like. You can kind of sacrifice part of the paper for what you're trying to do, but make sure that you don't actually cut into something you really want to save. All right. Okay, oh, and then the other thing too would be, I would have to figure out what part of this paper I wanted to use to back my flowers, because that would limit what part of the paper I could use here. I really want to use 3 different papers, but I'm kind of struggling with which ones exactly, what other paper would go with this one. So I'm kind of leaning towards one of the florals that I had looked at. Let's see. I want that one. Oh, this one here. So this floral has a lot of color in it. Let's see how this would look. Okay, I really like these 3 papers together, so I'm going to go with this. So on one side, I'm going to put 3 strips of paper. I'll probably do some paper tearing or use a border punch and create 3 strips of paper to put on one side. I'm going to use a white cardstock as my background. We'll cut out some stuff and use the other paper that we had selected to back our cut files. Okay, so let me go ahead and work on that, and then I'll come back and we can continue on with embellishing the layout. Okay, so I finished backing all of the cut files and all the flowers, and then I also created a background using a white cardstock and then 3 different pattern papers. And I created borders on these papers with this Stampin' Up! Punch. It's a ribbon punch. You can actually thread ribbon through it. But it also makes a really cool border. So I just went ahead and did that on all 3 of the papers, and then I took my fingers and just made a little bit of dimension by just taking the paper, lifting it up. So when I adhered this down to the background, I did not adhere this edge, I just adhered the part here with my ATG gun, and then I'm just going to take my fingers and make this come up a little bit. It adds dimension, and I think it looks really cool. It makes the border stand out a little bit more. And then for the dog, I just went ahead and added some of the fun foam so that I could keep the dimension of this background that I have here. So this will sit right there on top of the dimensional borders. And then for the picture, I matted the picture with a orange floral cardstock. It's the same one that I have here. And then also the black and white stripe. I did think a little bit about using this picture, but when I put this picture next to this dog, I think it competes too much with the print that I have here, which is this black and gray polka dot. And so instead of using this picture, I'm going to go ahead and use this one. I think there's just more of a contrast between the cut file and this picture. And I really love the colors in this picture. It works perfectly for this layout. It has the pink and also this aqua in the background, a little bit of the orange as well. So I really wish I would have done at least one more orange or aqua flower, but as I was going through the paper and trying to find places where I could pull the paper that wasn't too busy, that would look really good for these flowers, I ended up making 3 pink ones, this black one with the little heart in the middle, a black and white stripe, and then only 1 orange and 1 aqua. So I could either cut out more of these and make more, or maybe I just might bring in some more of these colors with the other embellishments. So I actually cut into a lot of the paper. I really did a good job of using up a lot of this paper for this layout. And this paper right here, this was all I had left of the paper. I used this to back the cut ball for the dog. And then I also used these florals down here for some of my flowers. And I also did do some fussy cutting. I took one of the cut aparts that was on there and I cut out these little hearts that look like the heart candies, and then this larger heart. And then I also did cut out some of the tickets. I did the strip of tickets. And one of the things that's really fun is if you can make those circles on your tickets. And one of the best ways to do that is to find a hole punch that's about the same size as that. You could also use a circle punch if you have larger tickets, and just go and use your hole punch and just punch holes all the way down on both sides, and it makes it look like they're really real tickets. So I think that's cool. I might use this as a strip, or I might cut them apart and tuck them into my clusters on the layout. Okay, for my title, I decided to use one of the stickers that was on the 12 by 12 sticker sheet, and it's this one here, which says "You are my favorite." I did pop this up with some foam tape, and I could either take part of the foam tape off, or I could make it even more dimensional, and just where it overlaps the dog, I'll just have one layer of foam tape, and everywhere else I'll have 2 layers of foam tape. And so that way I can actually put my cut ball here, the picture here, and then overlap these. It covers up this corner right here, and also gives me a place to put my title. Okay, so to embellish the layout, I thought about putting one cluster up here at the top, because that's pretty bare up there at the top. And then I'll have a little bit of a cluster down here at the bottom, and maybe something on the edge of the picture. And I'm also going to make this a little bit more dimensional by adding some of these flowers on top. So I'll probably do something like this, where I add this flower here, and then I'll take this flower and just add it as another layer on top of the flower there. It just gives this cut ball a little bit more interest and more dimension. So I think that's super cool. And then I'll use some of the flowers up here at the top, and then maybe some of the other flowers down here at the bottom, and something like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the ephemera and see if there's anything in here that I could use for this layout. And this is a fun part, getting to pick some things to go on the layout. Okay, this is really cute, and it adds a little bit more orange up there at the top. And then we have this large orange ticket that I could put. I'm trying to get more orange onto the layout, and see what else we have here that can add just a little bit more color, because I have a lot of pink going on right now. And they do have some of these hearts as well as the ones that I did do some fussy cutting with. I like this one right here that says "𝗀𝗵𝗄𝗃". So we have these here. Oh, and then I have an actual one here that says "𝗀𝗵𝗄𝗃". I might use this one just because a lot of my ephemera has white around it. And for this this stuff that I fussy cut out, I'm gonna just put that in with the rest of my ephemera, and that way I'll have that if I want to use it on another layout. Sometimes I do, when I'm sitting and doing something like this and I'm cutting things out, I'll just go ahead and cut other things out that I may or may not use in my layout. And if I don't end up using it on this layout, I will definitely use it on another layout. Okay, so I have everything adhered down, and I did create a cluster up here above the picture, and then also one here below the picture. And then there's also kind of a little bit of interest in kind of a cluster up here with these 3-dimensional flowers. And then for just a little bit of sparkle, I added some gemstones to the center of all the flowers. And I just went into my drawer where I have all my bling stored, and I have these photo cases where I have all of my bling by color, and I was able to go through this and find some that I thought would match with my layout. So the last thing that I want to do now is I want to add some black dots to the eyes, because the eyes are not really, doesn't really look good because you just see the paper poking through. So I went into my closet and pulled out this is a slim iris case, and it holds the Nuvo drops and the glitter glue from, what is it, can't think of the name of that, but it holds all of these types of things. And I have a video on my YouTube channel where I shared how I created the dividers that I have in here, because this cardstock divider does not come with the case. But I added that so that when I put my stuff in here, it stays really nice. And I keep this on my bookshelf upside down, so all my bottles are upside down. So let's see, I want to get the black, and I have two. I don't know why I have two of those, but okay, so we're just going to take this Nuvo crystal drops, and I'm going to add just a bit to a scrap piece of paper. And I did use this as a guide for how to put on the face. I just laid it on top of my cut file and then glued the things on there and then took it off. So I have those extra pieces just floating here. I don't really have a need to have them, so I'm just going to use that to get started here, and then I'm going to add 2 black dots for the eyes. And this Nuvo crystal drops does dry more like an enamel dot. It gets flat, or flatter than what do you call that other glue? I'm trying to think of the name of it. The glitter glue. It's the one from Ranger from Tim Holtz. Can't think of the name of that one. That one doesn't dry as flat as this one here, but okay. So that's going to pretty much finish off this layout. I think it turned out super cute. I love this cut file, and it's really a colorful layout, and I think it goes perfectly with the picture that I have here. Okay, so I want to remind you guys to please go and check out everyone else's videos that is participating in this YouTube hop, and I have links to their videos in the description below. Okay guys, that's all I have for this video. I hope you liked this scrapbook process, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos and you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you join my community. Okay guys, that's all I have. Y'all take care. Hope y'all have an awesome weekend, and I hope to see you next time.